Hello everybody, Astocky here, and something that I haven't really, I haven't really been doing much with my last sort of series is just letting you guys know how to get things set up so that you can get started. This series is going to be, it's going to be kind of, I guess what I was really hoping the focus of my last Technicality 3 series would be, but there were too many mods and I got a bit lost in it. So basically what you need to do is you need to add a pack. So the way you start with that is you type anjstockwell. If it doesn't come up, you type add pack code anjstockwell. That's the add pack code. Hit save and it should say the pack is added. And then the pack is tech. There you go, just type in tech and it comes up. So I want to create a new instance of it called B&B. It's going to be Buildcraft and Botania, that's why I'm running kind of through how to set it up. I'm going to be using the latest version, which this time is 3.4. It's the 15th build. So we're going to click install. Now the mods I'm going to be using, obviously you can't change any of these mods automatically. I'm going to do manually some of the changes though. So I'm going to add additional Buildcraft objects, logistics pipes, and I'm going to add, I'm not going to add ender storage. I'm not going to add forge multipart or anything like that, or mow villages, or well, I'm not really going to add anything. I just want to stick with pretty much the basic sort of setup that comes with Botania and Buildcraft, and obviously the Buildcraft sort of additional mods. So that's it. I'm going to click install. I've previously installed Technicality, so it'll happen quite quickly for me. For you, it might do some downloading first. Wait a few seconds, check them out, make sure everything's working. Now, before you run it, what you need to do is you need to go to where you have installed the Astocky team launcher and go to instances, and whatever you call it. In this case, it was B&B. You need to go into the config folder and delete everything. Obviously, the configs are set up for the normal Technicality pack. So you need to basically delete everything, and then this is what I do. I go into mods. You need those two there. What you do not need though is a bunch of the mods that come with it by default. So I take out AOBD, the Biblio Woods ones, Blood Magic, Carpenter's Blocks, Chisel Facades, the COFH ones, and then everything to do with Tinkerer's Constructs. So Extra Tick, Iguana's Tinker Tweaks, Mantle, Mariculture. I'm going to leave Mind Tweaker in because it tweaks Buildcraft a little bit. Take out Natura, take out Nether Ores, take out Pam's mods, take out Progressive Automation, Tinker's Construct. Now, you can leave Thorncraft in if you want. I'm choosing not to use Thorncraft. So I'm choosing not to have Thorncraft, and I'm choosing not to have obviously the Thorncraft NEI plugin. But if you wanted those, you could have those. The latest version 4.3 of Thorncraft is in the pack. If you wanted to add that in, you could, using this process, quite simply recreate Hey Yorkies, Thorncraft and Botania Unite. So for those of you who want the same pack that I have, additional Buildcraft objects, which is a custom build for Buildcraft 6.2, Botania, Buildcraft Editions, Code Chicken Core, Ender IO, Ender Zoo, Eureka, Extra Utilities, Forestry, Inventory Tweaks, Jabber, Logistics Pipes, Map Writer, Mind Tweaker, Mouse Tweaks, NEI add-ons, NEI plugins, Not Enough Items, Railcraft, Walia, and Walia Harvestability. So that's pretty much the set, and then when you run it, I've just opened this for the second time, so I'm going to close that down now. When you go to instances, you have your B&B instance, and then you just click play. And everything being equal and even and that kind of stuff, it should start playing. And it should work absolutely brilliantly. Gonna bring up there, you can see there's a bunch of stuff that happens while it's working. Now this is going to be a good opportunity for me to get started and really make the most of the way of starting for these different mods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the world generated and get it all set up, and then I will show you the seed and show you the world that I've got. So I will see you guys soon. Bye. Okay guys, here I am. I have generated a bit of the world in. So here is the seed. So I'll leave it up for a few seconds. Obviously I have additional Buildcraft objects in. So here is the Eureka diary. This has changed a bit since last time I was here. Obviously to there was the same. Now there is the heated furnace that you can use heating coils on to use RF energy to cook items. And then you have the kinetic energy buffer that allows you to store Buildcraft energy, and then the large kinetic energy buffer. So it's added a bunch of new stuff that wasn't in the game previously. And this is sounding just a little bit loud. So what you are going to want to do when you start to play the pack yourself is there are a couple of key configuration glitches is not the right word, but configuration mismatches that happen with MapWriter. Every person has their own. I like to use the square brackets and then the two keys under it, which for me on a US English keyboard semicolon and apostrophe, or a colon and apostrophe, and quotation marks. Obviously different if you're in a different country, but I like to use those 4 keys for the MapWriter configuration. But yeah, again, whatever it is that suits you, that's what you need to use. So I picked this particular spawn because it has a village. Pretty much always has the village. The configuration is sometimes a little bit different with the village, but it is always there. So that is a good thing. Just going to check now to see what kind of food it has. Yeah, potatoes, so that's a good thing. Villages are obviously good because they give you a nice safe place to spend your first couple of nights. It's ideal if you can get all 3 of the primary foodstuffs. Looks like in this case I can. Pam's Harvest Craft is not installed, so there's a lot of those special Pam's foods that are not in it. The clay spawn I haven't got in either. You know, like I said, it's everything getting a little bit more back to vanilla, but obviously with the cool mods that make it better. This is a pretty decent sized village. Not going to harvest everything, just enough for the basics. But blacksmith. Obviously blacksmiths are good because they have a chest that sometimes is full of goodies. In this particular case, gold, obsidian and coal coke. And that's a pretty neat way to start, but you'll sometimes find iron picks and a whole lot of other things, you know, there. Now the next thing that I personally like to do when you find a village is fix these, because while they look neat, they're just not efficient use of torches. You obviously got the F7 that you can use to help, but I tend to like to try to keep my villages as mob free as possible. These guys are just special. Don't know how they always manage to get themselves stuck outside their own houses. Whatever it is they're doing, it's significantly lacking competence in both building and the ability to walk. But I don't intend to show you everything I do in this village. Ideally, I'm going to go do a bit of digging, get myself set up a little bit. Those are not the flowers that I'm looking for. I'm looking for my most basic of white flowers so that I can make pure daisies. So that's somewhere up here, isn't it? Mystical white flower, right? White petals. What are your uses? Obviously you need the wand of the forest, but for that you need the pure daisy. Petal apothecary. Yep, so I need 4 of them. So they should be... I thought the update for this made them spawn in larger clumps. Yeah, whatever. So I've got 4 of them now. That's definitely enough to get started with my pure daisies that I'm going to need. And that will allow me to make living wood and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm pretty much going to get myself set up with some most basic of tools and get myself some stone. And so, I mean, this has only been a short 10-minute episode. I don't anticipate finding anything good, but I guess if I do find anything good, I can do a little bit of an update, just kind of tack it on the end and show you guys what I'm up to. So, maybe see you soon. Okay guys, so just to bring you back in for a second, it is still the first night, and I'm battling... What in the heck? That's clearly something from Ender Zoo, because I have not seen a zombie horse before. Yeah, that was cool. Just a regular zombie here, hey? Yeah, haven't had a chance to make a bed yet or anything good like that. Got in more fights than I should have though, and got myself quite badly wounded, and I'm not healing. What I wanted to show you though was... I have 8 pieces of iron, and I also wanted to show you quickly... that is the copper ore, which is the copper from forestry, and that is the tin, which is the tin from forestry. Those are the only 2 in the pack as I'm playing it right now. I've just done a little spiral staircase down, found all the goodies, at least the iron and stuff, in this little area just here. So yeah, those are the only ones, and you can see you need an iron pickaxe to mine it, so I can't... says... Oh, okay, that must have changed. There you go, that must have changed, because you previously couldn't actually mine them. But it would seem now you can, so let's just mine them. Yeah. That made things much simpler. Because you used to need an iron pickaxe to be able to get the forestry ores, which is kind of why I think no one ever really used them. So, I will take that back. Pretend I never said anything at all. And you will probably get another episode of my regular Technicality Let's Play before I do another one of this that I upload. But know that I will do a bunch of basically just kind of mining off camera. I'll get myself an iron pick, and I'll get myself ready to get started with Botania. So see you guys in the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching. If you've got any ideas for what you would like me to do, please stick them in the comments. Otherwise, see you soon. Astocky out.